right? Do we really are what that position or whatever you have? Let's take a very simple thing. How many how many of you have bought fancy phones with your parents' money? Nothing wrong here. Their money is your money only. Huh? Fancy phones? All others are using only the old button type phone? Right. Okay. Now think of it. How many you convinced your dad, I got so many percentage, you please get me new model? Yeah? Huh? You want to wear it and do what? Show off. Okay? Then what is it? That same person, if you see face to face, may not even recognize you. You may not even know who is liking you. That's not respect. Okay? Respect is not what you get from someone else. Respect is something that you have for yourself. Self-respect. And self-respect does not depend on the likes and loves and anything. Okay? Self-respect basically depends on how worthy you feel you yourself are. When I see today's people getting frustrated and depressed because no one is liking them or liking their comments or anything, I don't understand. Okay? It's idiotic. Because none of them are going to come and help you. I can tell you something very proudly. Okay? I have a fantastic set of friends. Friends with whom I have grown up. Friends who were my friends, my engineering college and before that, and are still my friends. I have not spoken to many of them for years. Okay? I may not even remember their faces if they come face to face. But if I give a call to any one of them through contact and say, I am Aditya, batch of so and so, they will know. They will say, tell me. Okay? And they will do my work. I have that guarantee. They will do my work. And I also do the same thing. Okay? Many of them call me and say, hey, my niece is coming to Manipal. She is joining Manipal. Can you help her out? Okay, I don't remember that guy. I only remember his name. I also know that he was my batchmate at one point of time. Okay? But I will go out of the way to help him out because I believe he is my friend. Okay? That is what you should develop over these years. Okay? Not what you see in there, right? Have some self-respect, and self-respect comes when you help others and they respect you. Self-respect does not come through likes and loves and all those multiple emojis that keep on getting shared. Now no one wants even to type a message. They are putting emojis there. And do you value it so much? But unfortunately value it so much. Remember that. You need to have humility. You need to handle failure. And you should have self-respect, and you will get it when you join a social cause. Very important one. And last and the most important, okay, is the peace of mind. You will never have a better sleep than what you will do when you have helped someone else. Because you feel the happiness in you. Today's stress levels are so high, I don't understand why. People are extremely stressed. People have equated themselves to the outcomes of their jobs. Nothing wrong. Your promotion is going to depend on that only. Okay. So don't get into this whole holy grail that, okay, I want to maintain my balance of life and all. All that when you reach my age. Okay. For the first 10 years, you are going to work hard. You can speak with Ayush, who is going to come next. Poor guy has been working very hard for the last 3 years. Look at the promotions he has got, but look at the work he has got. Okay? You are going to work hard. You are going to work tirelessly. If you have to work, you will not get sleep for 2 days, doesn't matter. All those things are okay. But when you will really enjoy is when you do that work selflessly for someone else. That doesn't mean you do someone else's homework. Okay? I am very clear on that. Plagiarism not allowed. Everything else is allowed. Okay? And plagiarism not allowed. So do it. So I'm not joking. Look at your seniors. One of the interesting things I found of them is when the first results came, okay, and many of them for the first time had failed. First 2 days, everyone was like, oh, everything is over. Okay. But then they picked up. Not only did they pick up, they started helping each other. I used to observe, afternoons and evenings, there are students who are teaching other students in the class. Okay. I really appreciated that. The reason being, they had passed. These girls and boys had passed. They could have said, no, I want to go in the evening and have a party. But they decided to sit and help their friend to pass. In the makeup exam, we found majority of the people who had failed in the first time passed. And that was because their friends helped them. And that is what, and I can tell you, those guys who helped were more happier that their friends had passed than those who had passed. Okay? And you could see that because those guys had put in efforts with selflessly and had got the benefits out of it. Okay? But again, I come back to the same question. Why am I discussing this with you? I could have discussed it 4 years down the line at at the convocation also. Just remember this. Today, most of the issues facing this world, let's take income inequality, access to potable drinking water. Half the world doesn't have water to drink now. Okay? And desertification is very high. Access to quality and affordable education. Okay? This is one of the root causes very close to my own heart. And our climate change. Professor Navneet will teach this in sustainability, discuss this in detail in sustainability. Many others. What are they? A lot of people have confused them to be a management or engineering problem. No. These are social problems. Understand that. The world today is plagued with huge amount of social problems. Okay? These problems, okay, are going to define how your next 60 years, average age of a human being right now is around 80. You are 18. Okay? So you have, think of it, 62 years. Think of next 62 years where you will get water once a week. Yeah? Once a week. So you'll get some spray to ensure that your deodorant sale will go up because water will be once a week. But that can happen. Okay? These are the social problems that you need to solve. You know what's the best part of it? Today there is huge funding for these social problems. Unlike 20-30 years back, when social problems people would say, hey, ye to MSW walo ka kaam hai. You are an engineer. You are an MBA. जाके company में काम करो. Okay? ये जो social problems है MSW वाले solve कर देंगे. What will those poor guys solve? There was no one ready to pay them salary. Forget funding to solve the problem. Okay? Today you have huge amount of funding. You have no idea the amount of funding you can get for solving a good social problem. Okay? And think if you can start a company or do something to solve the social problem with the amount of funding that you get. Right? How many of you want to work with Facebook? Fantastic. You see the fun? Facebook is a tech company, but it has basically solved a social problem of communication. Right? How to communicate well was the problem that those guys solved. WhatsApp is doing the same thing. Right? These are what I am saying. There are social problems, right, of transportation. Bangalore itself, I am afraid of traveling in Bangalore. I'm seriously telling you, I am afraid. Okay, I don't travel in Bangalore. Transportation, but someone who can solve the Bangalore's traffic problem, he should be given a Nobel Prize. Okay, that's a social problem. Okay. And there is funding. Shrishti Manipal Institute, we are proud of a sister concern who has just received a 200 crore grant for designing, rethinking the design of a Bangalore city. Okay? And that's from the government. And you have no idea how much more money the government is now ready to invest. There are social institutions and others who are ready to invest chunk of money if you can actually arrive at a social problem, solve solution to a social problem. And think of making the social your cause, the social problem that you want to solve, because my dream was education. Okay, it's different thing. I'm an engineer. Okay, my engineering was basically because I was not aware of anything else. Okay, so I was simply told nothing what to tell. I had only appeared for that exam only. Okay, so I joined engineering. But what I read during my engineering, much more than all the engineering textbooks together. Okay, I read a lot of biographies. I really wasted my engineering according to my dad, but I spent my engineering fruitfully by reading a lot of things which are nothing to do with engineering. Okay, and one of the biographies that really mattered to me, okay, and really, yes, is of the idol who became my idol, right? So I read the biography of Mahatma Phule and Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj, who was the erstwhile king of Kolhapur. And both of those biographies basically discussed about education, because they strongly believed education is the panacea to all social evils. Okay, and interestingly, the reason I am in Mahe is this is exact philosophy that Dr. TAPMI Pai has. Okay, and think of it, I love to teach, education is my passion, and I made it my career. Okay, so when I get up and decide to come to college, I am not worried. I am neither bored, I am not searching for it, I am not associated with any other NGO, though I fund a few. The reason being, I have made my cause my job, and that's why I enjoy it immensely. My wife says that you should not have a security guard at TAPMI Bangalore because you are certainly the last person. You can simply lock it and also come. Why are you spending money on the security guard? Okay, then I have to tell her I am not the last person to lock it. Professor Navneet Krishnan is. Okay, he is the last person to lock the doors and come. The reason is I love what I am doing. Think of it. This is a time you can connect to a cause. Enjoy the cause. Merge with it. Mahe provides you a large number of opportunities to do so. In few days, we'll open up VSO for you. We'll open up NSS for you. Scott. Am I right, Abhishek? Scott. So many other initiatives which are basically aimed at the society and our social internship. It's aimed at helping you identify your own cause. Because when your death is certain, it's best to sacrifice oneself to a good cause. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I beg to differ. We don't respect you for attendance, but for words. And I'm sure students here also would agree with me. Students, if you do good things, Professor Aditya would be the first one to cheer for you. And if you do bad things, he's not going to mince his words when speaking to you. Richard Branson once said, "You don't learn to walk by following rules. You learn by doing and failing over." So we have our guest of honor today with us, who not only followed rules and became topper of his class, but also learned by doing and failing as an entrepreneur at a young age of 18. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ayush Bagmar, who currently holds the position of Associate Director.
Sorry, but you rarely get a chance to actually introduce your own student. Okay? And I am not going to give up a chance that I have got. Ayush is a student of mine. Ayush, please come. Okay? I might have taught Ayush one odd section of finance, FM, right? And because he decided to take marketing, okay, decided no more trust to it. He ran away to Professor Surya. I think you taught him more. Right. Okay, please, Ayush. So, but I have been following Ayush's growth over the last 3 years. Very interestingly, there is one more guy, and I will soon introduce that guy also to him. Both of them from the same batch have been really interesting for me. Okay, other being Shashank. I mean, both of them I continuously follow on LinkedIn. Both of them are doing fantastic job. And I'll tell you something why I love Ayush. I'll tell you. But before that, I will introduce him because I think it's an honor for me to do that. Ayush currently holds the position of Associate Director and Business Head at Insurance Dekho, which is part of Car Dekho Group. His journey began at the age of 18 when he established World of Sky Lanterns, okay, which managed to gain recognition across India and even received coverage from esteemed platforms like Times of India and 93.1 Radio FM, underscoring his early success as an entrepreneur. During his academic journey, Ayush pursued his undergraduate degree from Loyola College, Chennai, where he graduated with distinction and had the honor of being top of his class. His pursuit for knowledge led him to further his education with MBA from TAPMI. He joined TAPMI and I think he graduated in the 2020 batch? Correct. The COVID batch. The famous COVID batch. Okay. It was during this time that he achieved the unexpected feat of securing the top rank in marketing and honorable second position overall with a diverse cohort of 482 students. Ayush's exceptional performance earned him not only a highly regarded Titan of the Year award as the best overall graduating student. Titan of the Year award is basically like, it doesn't matter if you're not the topper of the class, but you have to be the Titan of the class. Okay, it is established by the Titan company for the most outstanding TAPMI student, and the TAPMI outstanding student is not decided by the faculty. It's decided by the students. Okay, so it is about how well you have helped your cohort over the last 2 years and impressed them with your efforts and intellect and contribution. And then the students say, yes, this is the guy worthy of becoming the Titan. Though we tried initially to have our say also as faculty, it was disregarded. Okay. So Ayush was a Titan of the Year and overall graduate, but also the esteemed Ranjan Acharya Award for being the best student in marketing. Professor Ranjan Acharya was a professor of marketing at TAPMI in the initial days. I think he might have taught you. Yeah, so some of his students after Professor Ranjan Acharya passed away have established this award. I'm not sure whether he passed away or retired, sorry if I'm wrong. Okay, so right. These accolades serve as a testament to his dedication and excellence in both academic and professional spheres. Ayush remains grounded in belief that true failure results from not fully engaging in endeavors. His unwavering enthusiasm for brand development, deep-seated customer dedication, motivation driven by sales achievements, proactive approach to taking purposeful actions all define his professional ethos. I will tell you something about Ayush that really impressed me. So, when I'm talking of 2020, when Professor Surya was heading the placement of TAPMI Manipal, and I was assisting him, and it was COVID batch, so COVID hit. They were supposed to graduate on March 31st. We had to ask them leave the campus on March 21st, and I'm not sure, Ayush, you were placed in Deloitte?
I was placed in VIP.
So Ayush was placed in VIP, and one fine day we received a mail saying, yeah, we are cancelling the placement. Okay, so VIP had pulled back the offer, and he called us and he said, sir, what? I said, Ayush will try out, don't worry. And Professor Surya also got the same call. And I and Professor Surya were really worried because Ayush was one of the best students. And think of it, your best student's offer getting pulled off. And he was not the only, almost 200 odd people's offers got pulled off. Okay. But what really impressed me, and that's what I stand for, is Ayush did not depend like many other of his batchmates, and I'm not blaming the others also because the situation was bad, for the institute to try out for a job. Ayush had cracked Insurance Dekho within 10 days. Okay, a very small company. Okay, and Ayush said, sir, I've got an offer in Insurance Dekho, and I'm sure Ayush, you had an offer which was almost like 1.5 times the VIP offer. Yeah. He had cracked an offer which was actually 2, and this is when the COVID was going on. Right? And had he not only cracked out, and Professor Surya were still saying, Insurance Dekho, is he sure? We'll try out. But I'm telling you what he has achieved in the 3 years. So he joined as a manager, right? And today he has 3 years, he is the associate director. Okay. That's the speed of growth that Ayush has achieved over the 3 years. Not only has done that, he has now, his performance is what we would crack. We were able to attract Insurance Deco to TAPMI. Insurance Deco is one of the key recruiters at TAPMI. And that is what is the power of an alumnus. Okay. So Ayush, thanks for accepting my request and coming here. Thank you very much.
You know, I just have one word, wow. Right? That's the goosebumps feeling which I have. Professor Aditya, thank you so much for the kind words. You know, I hope, I justify each one of them. So, hi everyone, a very good afternoon. So let's spice up the energy. Very good afternoon. So, genuinely, it's an incredible honor to be a part of this room, to be part of so much energy in this room. Professor Aditya mentioned the average age to be 18. It is incredible. A big round of applause to each one of you here to get selected in such a prestigious program. Chief guest, Ms. Sarita Digurmati, Professor Madhuvir Raghavan, Pro Vice Chancellor, Deputy Registrar Dr. Raghavendra Prabhu, Dean Professor Aditya Jadhav, faculty members, management team members of TAPMI, and of course the incoming batch of 2023 and everyone present here on this big day. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of you all. I'll try to keep it very short, like my experience. It's just 3 years. I was really giving a lot of thought as to what do I speak here today, right? I realized there were things, in my college days, back in time, I wish I knew then. So I could pen down, 3 lessons that, I want to really mention over here. Just before that, I just got to know from Professor Aditya that this is only the second TAPMI BBA batch, right? So I'm even more thankful that I have an opportunity to address you all, because I'm sure each one of you here will create so much impact across the world. And I'll have the opportunity to say, I was here when you just started. So again, a big round of applause for you all. I could really pen down 3 lessons from my own short experience that I want to share as learnings and stories today. Professor Aditya spoke about failure, so let me start with that. And I'll ask you a question. What do you think will be the greatest failure in your life the next 3-4 years, or maybe further in your life? It's a question. What do you think is the greatest failure? Negative attitude towards failure, okay? Think about it. Not able to match the expectations, okay? It is not about matching expectations. I think it is not about say scoring some low grades in some tests, failing in some tests, or missing out on some opportunities. These are mere outcomes, right? These are results and outcomes. What I learned and what I think will be your greatest failure is you not giving your 100% in whatever task you take up. You not going all in whatever task you take up. Let me give you a quick context from my own experience. I started a small venture in my 11th grade. It was Sky Lanterns, as you can see on the screen. I had some early success, but then the business went stagnant after a point. It was not growing as per my expectation. And I was trying to blame the strategy, the approach. I was trying to blame people, and so on and so forth, right? Later, to my realization, I found out that, boss, the problem is with me. I was not all in as I was during the start. When I started in 11th, I was just, on the phone, answering customer queries day in, day out. I used to come back from the school, spend nights together. After a point in time, I was not all in. I stepped back. I really realized that, and asked myself this question, right? Was I all in? The answer was no. I course corrected. In the next 12 months, we became the largest suppliers in Sky Lanterns across South India. And this was only because that I was not all in. And trust me, guys, 9 out of 10 times, whenever you do not get your desired outcomes, it is majorly because, you're not fully invested. You're not giving your 100%. When you're 100%, right, everything else will follow. Just ask yourself this question. And I reiterate my first lesson. The greatest failure in life is not participating 100%. Be it anything, be it academic, sports, extracurriculars, anything. That's going to be your greatest failure. Nothing else. Everything else are mere outcomes, mere results. Everything will follow if you're all in, if you're 100%. Moving on, the second most important, learning which I've received, and Professor Madhu also mentioned this in brief. Life is not about this or that, I think, right? Life is about this and that. If you're sitting here and thinking, boss, I've got selected in one of the most prestigious programs, I'm going to focus on academics. मैं सारी extracurriculars, सब diversions को हटा दूंगा. I'll just focus on academics, no parties, nothing. Boss, next 4 years, this is going to be my game. I want to be rank 1. Or if you're at the other end of the spectrum, अब college life आ गई, अब fun नहीं करेंगे तो कब करेंगे, right? See, there's nothing wrong with both of these thought processes, I think, but they're limiting in nature. They will limit you not only here, but also further in your life. What I think, life is about this and that. It is not only about academics or fun. It is about academics and sports and extracurricular activities and parties. Professor Aditya, Professor Surya won't believe I had my top 3 until now, till date. My top 3 parties are from Manipal. Right? And making good friends. Right? That's very important. Networking. Everything and. While giving 100% in each of these segments. Sounds overwhelming? Gyan lag raha hai? Trust me, it is not. You just have to train your mind for everything. During my TAPMI days, I participated in every single competition there was. I was part of all the events. I was part of 2 committees as well. I partied hard, I just told you. And I fairly did well in academics. I was rank 2 overall. And rank 1 in marketing. And for the record, rank 1 was a girl in my batch. I'm not boasting here. I'm just telling that anyone could have done this. You just have to train your mind for unlimited. We all frequently mention, right? It is physical, it is physical. A lecture now. Or, some activity later on. I will do this, that, and that, right? So train your mind. Because life is not about this or that, it's about this and that. This brings me to my third and the final learning. Uncertainty. So Professor Aditya detailed my time just right after college, right? It was 2020. VIP was also a lucrative offer, right? I got a pre-placement there. I was all comfortable, excited. So kya offer mil jata hai around third semester. So fourth semester is when you have an offer in hand, you're going to a job and you chill and enjoy. That was my phase. Luckily I also had gotten to YLP. But I was all comfortable and excited. So April 2022, luggage industry was hit worst. Offer was revoked after 6 months. During those 6 months, I had 2 options. Either to wait and watch, depend on the college, or to do something myself. I decided to build my LinkedIn profile. I decided to build my personal brand, like Professor Madhu just mentioned. Day in, day out, I was connecting to founders. Day in, day out, I was connecting to people whose roles excited me. I was writing consistently on the platform. I was building network aggressively. I did multiple internships during those periods. I was doing anything I could to really, get job ready. Because dar tha. Imagine right after college, you're not certain about your job, and it's an MBA program, so you invest a lot, you have a mounting education loan. I'm from a middle class family, so there are family expectations as well, right? A lot of thoughts, a lot of uncertainty. It was a difficult period. But guys, that's how it is. Uncertainty exists. People who accept it and embrace it can achieve, miracles. Just after the offer was revoked, it was around August 23rd. The next day, I had posted on LinkedIn for some job opportunities. And fortunately, the post got viral. The networking worked, the 6 months hard work worked. And within 10 days, I was fortunate and lucky to get 3 job offers and decided to join Insurance Deco. So if you see in hindsight, that was the best decision of my life. It was really good that VIP did not happen. It was great that Insurance Deco, I was a part of the 0 to 1 journey. I always wanted to be a part of startup. But I think luck follows for the people who work really hard. What I learned from this episode is life does not give you a heads up on challenges. It does not. कुछ भी हो सकता है, right? You have to train your mind for all possibilities, for worst possible scenarios. Your finance faculties, accounting faculties will teach you about the prudence concept, where we say that do not anticipate your wins, but provide for all your losses. You have to be prudent in your life. It can get uncertain. But when you're ready, when you train your mind, boss jo aa jaye dekh lenge, you can achieve miracles. Trust me, guys. Very short experience, but I can say this, thumbs down. So let me conclude. Now I want to mention a very powerful line by my ex-boss and my current mentor, Mr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra. So he was ex-MD and CEO of Syndicate Bank. I had an opportunity to do a program with him 3 months. I was his executive assistant. He told me, and I quote, Ayush, make up with energy what you lack in experience and knowledge. Whatever I just mentioned, all the 3 lessons. One was greatest failure in life is not participating 100%. Second, life is not about this or that. It is about this and that. Uncertainty exists. Accept it, train your mind. All these 3 things require immense amount of energy, insane amount of energy. You have to figure out what will keep your energy. Stay healthy, be consistent, because that's what matters, right? You need to be top of your energy if you want to do any of these. Finally, the world is changing rapidly. You and I both are blessed to be part of this golden era, especially in our country. Guys, India is going through a economy, a social, a cultural leadership progress at the world stage. And all of this will be written as stories 15, 20 years later. And the people who have created this story or who will create this story will be us. On that note, thank you so much and all the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now I request Dr. Raghvendra Prabhu, Deputy Registrar of Mahe Bengaluru, to felicitate our guest of honor. Now I request Associate Dean Professor Animesh Bahadur to provide a glimpse of TAPMI's culture to incoming batch of students.
Okay, it's time to understand this particular institution. But I guess you will be seeing my face and Professor Shamta's face too much through the next few days. And we would be coming again and again and saying the same things, repeating the same things, which will be irritating to the health, causing tedium to the health. And that's why it's better, I will just keep it short and crisp right now. So basically, one of the important things in this culture is that we have the right to have dignified debates. Dignity means you can be assertive, but you cannot become aggressive. And let me have a dignified debate with my boss right now, Professor Aditya Jadhav. Yes, although Swamiji and the whole Ramakrishna mission may have started with this particular adage, that Vinasho Niyate Sati, but Ramakrishna mission has always stood for Vikasa Niyate Sati. That is, development is also a truth. And we are here for development. We will always be there for development, and that's one of the important elements of this culture. We will always be there for you. We will always be there for your good things in life, but we will also be there for certain bad things. And we have certain seniors sitting here, right? If I can see. Okay. Anshik, and they are the closest, the most proximal, that's why I'm calling them. So what do you remember when it comes to the idea of culture? What you can share? Culture at TAPMI.
Okay, so about the culture at TAPMI, initially it was very hectic for me, but with time I realized that TAPMI faculty and friends, TAPMI is family, and all I have right now is gratitude for the family that I have right now, and the culture at TAPMI. Explain.
Basically, what happens here is like if you have any problem, you can directly go to the faculty. They are like your family. Like what happened to me personally when one of my uncle passed away, the faculty stood up. They booked my flight tickets. So it's like family. You can go with very small, minute things. Like you should not be afraid, or like he's dean, he is associate dean. You can go anytime with them. They'll help you for sure.
But always follow the rules and regulations of TAPMI, or else there is no family when it comes to rules and regulation. Be very particular about the time, about Animesh sir's classes, about Shamta ma'am's seating arrangement, about keeping your phone on silent, especially in every class, because that is very important. Be very particular about all that, and in return you'll get everything you want. And there will be that, and in the end of the year, you'll be full of gratitude, and you'll realize that you've learned so much. And yeah.
The most important thing, be on time. If you are 5 minutes before time, you are late. Be before 10 minutes.
Okay. Thanks to both of your seniors. For the politically incorrect things, you can talk to them after the spiritual gathering is over, okay? During lunchtime, you can check with the other things about the culture, which actually bug everybody, okay? So thanks, everybody. We will be talking about this in more detail on 22nd. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So now I request Professor Kshamta Sharma to provide an introduction to all faculty of TAPMI.
So hello everyone. Oh, how are we there? Yes, so I will introduce you to all the faculty members and staff whom you will be meeting on a everyday basis for minor and major issues. And it is very difficult to introduce them because it's not easy to tell you everything about the person in 1 or 2 minutes time, which I have allotted for each one of you. So let us start with Johnson sir. Where is he? Not here, I guess. But you already know Johnson sir because he have called you so many times regarding admission, fees and every other thing. And other than fees and admission, now you will have other issues and he will be able to address most of them. Correct? Next we have Miss Swani. Do we have Miss Swani here? Okay, she is not in town, I guess. She has gone to Manipal for some event in TAPMI Manipal. And she will handle everything which is related to your internship and final placement, which will include lots of activities, lots of events, lots of guest lectures, and she will manage everything with your support. So you will be supporting her in order to conduct those events. Eventually you will learn. Then we have Miss Chitra. Can we have you here? Yep. So Miss Chitra is our librarian in TAPMI. We have a separate library for TAPMI, and other than that, we have a central library for the Mahi campus. And for all your books related issues, distribution of the books, if you want some reference book or if you want some journal articles or magazine articles, she is the person you must go to. She is very helpful. So far, that's my experience. And she will give you all the information when it comes to library and library related stuff. Thank you, Chitra. Next is Deepika. Can we have you here? So as your seniors, two esteemed seniors said that there are rules and regulations and you are supposed to follow, otherwise you are done. And one of the most important rule is your attendance, which you don't want to miss. And in order to not miss the attendance, you need to have the update. She is the person who will give you the update on your attendance, where you are missing, where you are lacking, and so that you can cover up in the remaining session. So all the attendance related stuff and your other academic stuff. When it comes to in-class session or anything which is related to academic, she is the person you must go. Thank you, Deepika. Next we have Dean, who actually needs no introduction, but yes, when it comes to any disciplinary issues where you have made some mistakes or where you are in the process, he is the person who will be taking all the decisions. Please behave in such a manner that you don't have to visit his cabin. Be nice.
Teach, huh? I also teach, don't forget that.
Yes, and he will be teaching you courses in finance, corporate finance and financial management for third semester. So he will be taking the courses in third semester and fourth semester. Other than that, all those disciplinary issues he will be handling. So please be little alert. Then we have Professor Navneen. We talked about how organizations are trying to be more sustainable, more green, right? You want to be manager, but a sustainable manager. You want to be a leader, but a sustainable leader. But what is sustainability? He will teach you for the next 30 hours. He will tell you everything about how to be a sustainable leader, how to be an ethical leader, how to be a responsible manager. When you are part of a BBA program, once you join the corporate, how do you pursue those virtues of ethics, responsibility and sustainability? He is the right person. Other than that, he will also take care of his strategy courses in the advanced semesters. Not soon, in the advanced semesters. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks.
Next, we have Professor Animesh Mahathur. He is Dean Academics. Everything when it comes to academic, he will be taking the decision. You don't want to mess up with academics because it will be difficult. The consequences will be difficult. Other than that, he will teach you courses which are grounded in the field of anthropology, sociology, cultural studies. Not very easy, especially for science stream students, math stream students, but subjects are really interesting. You will have a very good understanding of how world works. And he will tell you in his courses. Thank you, sir. Professor Abhishek. He is going to be your most favorite professor in the next 3 or 4 months maximum, sir. within a month, within next 2 days, I must say. You are going there with them. So he will teach you courses in economics, microeconomics, basics of economics, and then microeconomics. But he is also the dean research. So many of your seniors in their first year published good research works in some IITs and some other private business school. If you also have same intentions, he is the right person when it comes to research related queries. You want to go to him and get all your doubts clear when it comes to research and economics, because he can tell you everything and anything about economics. Thank you, sir. Professor Shrikant Rao. He is professor of practice. He is a CA with a 30 years, double your age in some cases. If not exactly, almost close to double the age of yours. He has the work experience in India, Abu Dhabi, and any other? Few other places. Big 4 companies he has worked with Understood Why and KPMG, I guess. KPMG. And he will teach you courses on basics of accounting in SEM 1 itself. You will have your understanding. If you do not have accounting background, please be attentive in the classes, because after the first semester's courses will become little bit advanced. And if you are not coming from accounting background, journey will be little tough. Thank you, sir. Professor Mahadevan. You will not have any course in the first semester with Professor Mahadevan, but he is handling all the activities related to corporate engagement, right, sir? So, all those activities which will lead to your summer internship, your social internship, eventually your final placement, he is part of that. So, you will have him in first year, not as a part of course, but then in the advanced semester, he will teach you courses in marketing and branding and sales. He has a work experience of more than 30 years in telecom industry, FMCG industry, and he was part of TAPMI Manipal also. He was head of placement there, and now he is part of TAPMI Bangalore. Lucky for us. Thank you, sir. Next we have Professor Rahul Dige. So Professor Rahul Dige is IIT Bombay graduate, then he went to USA straight and he completed his master's there in MIT and then PhD from MIT. He will be teaching you courses in third semester. We will start teaching you in third semester with courses like programming and operation research. And then other courses in supply chain in the advanced semesters. So here Professor Rahul Dige. Thank you. Professor Bhupesh Dutt Sharma happens to be my husband also. So many of you have fear of math, right? Even if you are a student of math, some of you have, yes, we know the way. So you will struggle if you are non-math student, and you will struggle a little bit less if you are a math student. And he will take care of that part. Hopefully you will have less fear by the end of 2 semesters, and he will teach you courses on business mathematics in SEM 1 and then SEM 2, and he also comes with a 9 years of academic experience in engineering colleges mostly, and now he is part of business school. Thank you. Professor Paramita Shastri. So Professor Paramita, so I forgot to tell you that Professor Bhupesh is also the academic warden for boys. And Professor Paramita Shastri is the academic warden for girls. So whenever you want to leave the hostel, you have to have their permissions. For boys, Professor Bhupesh; for girls, Professor Paramita. Without their permission, you can't exit, you can't enter. It works both ways. And then Professor Paramita has roughly more than 20 years of experience, academic experience in the field of language, comparative literature. And here we have her as a faculty of humanities and social sciences. She will teach you courses of language and literature, and then in second semester, academic writing. Right, ma'am? Yes, thank you. Professor Savita Hegde, she is not present here because she has some family emergency to address. But she comes with 8 years of industry and teaching experience, and she will teach you courses in accounting and finances, but she will start teaching you in third semester. Then we have Professor Padmavati, who is actually managing this whole event. So she is also PhD with more than 12 years of work experience, mixed in academics and industry. She is also head of examination, so scheduling your exam, conducting your exam, ensuring that your marks are there, communication is done related to exam. She will be handling those activities, and she will also teach you the course Human Resources in semester 4th. Thank you. Then we have Professor Indumati. So she is PhD as a professor of practice. She is with TAPMI, and she has more than 15 years of work experience in industry and teaching. Her courses are very interesting. Her courses are not regular MBA kind of management education kind of courses, because she will teach you how to debate on issues where you think you know the concept. But in her class, you will realize you have some understanding, but only at a surface level. You participate in the debate and you will have a better understanding. So you attend the courses such as scientific thinking, anthropology, and other cultural studies related courses, and you can improve your understanding in those complex courses, which may seem easier, and some math or science stream students may believe courses are not useful, but trust me, for management education, courses are important. It will open up your mind. Thank you, ma'am. Then we have Professor Kalpana. So, since morning we are talking about we have to be empathetic, we have to be resilient, life is tough, you should not have limited mind, as our guest said. But how do you learn these skills? How do you learn how to be empathetic? Half of us sitting in this room right now are not empathetic. Correct? She will teach you how to do that in her program called Student Development Program. She is the coordinator of that program. Along with that, she has more than 25 years of teaching plus academic experience. In addition to your social development program, she will also teach you design thinking and communication courses. Thank you, ma'am. Then we have Professor Vartika. So Professor Vartika is also PhD with 7 years of industry and academic experience. She will teach you courses, especially in HR and general management. And she will be one of the few faculties in the first semester. You will have a course on business management and principle, right? So you will have her in your Sem 1 itself. Thank you, ma'am. Professor Satrupa. So Professor Satrupa is a PhD. I am Bangalore. She has 2 years of work experience in academics, and she will teach you courses in microeconomics in semester 1, right? So she is also one of those faculty you will have in Sem 1 itself, and you can ask anything and everything about economics. She will help you out. Other things also, yes. Thank you. And then you have me. I am Kshamta. I am program chair, BBA. I have a PhD and 5 years of academic experience. I will teach you psychology. From management perspective, we call it industrial and organizational psychology, and then I will add positive psychology also, because that's my favorite. And then in semester 3, I will teach you organizational behavior. That is a typical management course. So that's the staff, that's the team of TAPMI Bangalore you will have. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Not every day we get to hear it from the people of defense, because we say them thank you. Today we have a person from defense to tell you thank you. May I request Professor Navneet Krishnan, Associate Dean, to propose vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to one and all of you. I'm sure all of you must be eagerly waiting for this particular event, meaning the vote of thanks, because after this you can sort of disperse and go have your lunch. So I am very happy to be part of that event which helps you to move out of this place and go for your lunch. Okay. So I'm doing this. It's a privilege actually for me to propose the vote of thanks for this induction ceremony of the fresh batch of BBA honors who have joined here. 16th August would be a landmark date for all of you in your life, that is for sure. This event has happened so beautifully smooth, okay, thanks to several people, which we have to acknowledge at this juncture. I just start acknowledging the presence of our chief guest, Ms. Sarita. In spite of her busy schedule, she has taken 3 to 4 hours to be with us, and she has given fantastic. Somebody is more eager than me to go for lunch. Okay. Okay. So she has sort of given 4 beautiful messages. In fact, I was tempted to note it down. Hope, look at all opportunity, perseverance and empathy. I think that's very strong, solid message that all of us have got, and especially for students who are going to pursue your management studies, this is going to be an excellent message that she has communicated. I also thank our guest of honor, Mr. Ayush, who spoke from his heart all his college days, because he just passed out 3 years back, so things are still fresh in his mind. He also spoke, and he also beautifully said 3 things. Okay, again, I have noted it down, sort of, I thought I should sum up what he said. He is handling failure by 100% involvement. Life is not just do this or that, it is and he beautifully said there is uncertainty everywhere, and having the right mindset is very important. Thanks for the deep message that you had given us. So thanks to both the chief guests and guest of honors. Institution of eminence like that of Mahe are not just built out of brick, stone or infrastructure. It is the vision, the thought process of visionary leaders who have built Mahe. So at this juncture, I feel it is appropriate for me to extend our gratitude to Dr. Ramdas Pai, the Chancellor of Mahe, and Dr. Ranjan Pai, who is the Chairman of MEMG, and all the members of the Mahe Trust and Governing Council for having sort of thought about this institution and sort of getting all of us connected through this institution. Our sincere thanks are also for our VC, who's in Manipal, who's not here, Lieutenant General Dr. MD Venkatesh, who has been sort of helping us in whatever administrative challenges we have been facing. Our sincere thanks to Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Madhuvir Raghavan, who very beautifully spoke today. He sort of connected French Revolution and the 5 stages through which every human passes through. And along with that, he sort of said what is our roles, responsibility. He has been a visionary leader for this BBA program. To be very honest with all of you, he, when he moved from Australia, he saw the best practices happening there, and he sort of envisaged as to how we can have a 4-year BBA honors program, whereby when you pass out of that program, you are as good as far as the skill sets are concerned, which an MBA student would be having. So he's the visionary person who thought about this program which we are executing today. Thanks to him for his support. We also thank our Deputy Registrar, Dr. Raghavendra Prabhu, who beautifully sort of summarized in good 10 minutes about what is Mahe Bengaluru, what are all the various programs. Very beautifully he structured and gave it. Thank you, sir. Thanks for all the support. Along with him, he has a team, Deputy Director, General Services, Mr. Basavaraj. If we are all having this program happening very smoothly, it is thanks to him and his team. Others who have been really helping us, the hostel, putting you in your hostel, is a team led by Ms. Sarita, whom you will meet in the afternoon. But she and her team has been instrumental in getting all your hostel sort of queries all sorted out, and whatever way you are staying in your hostel. Also thanks to our IT team, Mr. Prashant and this team. You would have seen Mr. Suman rushing to the stage when slides are not working or slides are not moving smoothly. The complete IT infrastructure, thanks to Mr. Prashant, Suman and his team. And our special thanks to all the people from Manipal, meaning we are the front end here. TAPMI Manipal, from Manipal, has been supporting the director, the purchase department. So thanks to all of them from Manipal who have been supporting us. I also thank the admission office, especially the Manipal and TAPMI, led by Professor Aditya. He was currently handling all the admissions of the undergraduation, along with Mr. Srinidhi and, of course, Johnson. Okay, Johnson has been one person 24/7. He has been in touch with all of you, sort of sorting out all your queries. If you are all here, I would say that it is because Johnson has been able to answer all your queries and get you to this place. So thanks to the complete admission team for doing it. We also have an admission team here led by Mr. Gaurav Yadav. So he was here this morning, but their team also had helped us in getting all the people consolidated for the Bangalore campus. So thanks to Mr. Gaurav and his team. I would really fail in my duty if I don't thank my team of faculty and staff who have all worked tirelessly to bring this event together under the leadership of our Dean Professor Aditya Jadhav. He beautifully today conveyed his message. In fact, that was something which really I got impressed as to when death is certain, it is always good to sacrifice oneself for a good cause. I think it's a very deep message. And Professor Animesh added to that, saying that development is also equally important. So we have such great stalwarts here who have sort of contributed their bit. Professor Abhishek also said about the roles and responsibilities, and he sort of exposed you to the TAPMI system, or what TAPMI values the family system and the TAPMI value. Thanks to Professor Shamta for fantastically introducing all the faculty members and staff here. And special thanks to Professor Padmavati for being your MC today and taking us through the complete event in a very smooth way. A special word of thanks to all the second year students, 20 of them. I would request all of you to give a round of applause. Okay. If you guys have been all systematically sitting, if everything, you have reached the venue on time, thanks to your senior batch. Okay. There's a lot of things you will learn from them. In fact, I would say more than the learnings that you get from the faculty in the class, there will be a lot of informal learning that you will have from your seniors. Please relish them. Please nourish them, because that's going to be your lifelong umbilical cord and connect with the institution and the whole system. So special word of thanks to all the second year students for having done this job, okay, being ready to volunteer and help us in organizing this event. We also appreciate our sincere thanks to the parents who are online seeing this event for having the trust in TAPMI and MAHE system and having put you through this system. Last but not the least, I thank all of you for patiently sitting, being part of this event, right? So thanks and good luck to all of you for the next 4 years. Good luck, Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There are two announcements for students. One, right after this event, you would have a photo shoot for which the buses would be waiting near the German tent right outside this auditorium. You would be picked up in the buses and you would be going for a photo shoot as well as followed by lunch. After the lunch, once again, you would be picked up near AB2 hostel, behind AB2 hostel, and you will be coming back for the second half. That would be around 2:30. So please make sure that you have noted all the time and you have to be back on time. Second announcement about the parent consent form. I'm sure all of you would have received parent consent form at your parents' email ID. That filled up parent consental form has to be deposited with our volunteers. Right outside this auditorium, you will see the desks kept by the volunteers. Please make sure that before the day ends, you have deposited the forms. Thank you. Now, may I request all of you to raise for national anthem. Thank you. We'll meet you again for the second half of the event.